Carissa was, whenever you hear the phrase, just loves life, that's Carissa. That's the best way to describe her. She just loved life. She just loved her friends, her family. She just loved living and everything about it. Carissa was like the United Nations. If two people didn't get along and they needed to be at the same spot, all they had to do was say, Carissa will be there, and all of a sudden everybody got along. She was non-judgmental. She didn't hold grudges. She was as happy-go-lucky as you could possibly ask for in a human being.
Carissa was just pure happiness. She had 1,010,000 friends. Everyone knew her, and nobody disliked her. It didn't matter where we went. She was just the center of attention, and her smile and laugh just kind of said everything about her.
Carissa, both my daughters, especially Carissa, would never even come close to bringing anything that would remotely try to stress me out to me. So I saw nothing. I was a little concerned at first because, I knew that he had spent time in jail when he was younger. That concerned me a little bit, but she assured me that that wasn't an issue, and after talking with him, it seemed that it was past him. So I didn't think anything. I didn't expect anything. I didn't expect this guy to turn out to be much, maybe never provide for her the right way, but I didn't expect anything violent.
Looking back, unfortunately, the last year that Carissa was unfortunately here, there were a lot of signs, anywhere from, just things that she would say to things that she would do. Just not being herself. I think as friends, we just wanted to be there to support each other and accept each other for who we were and the decisions that we made. So, even when I saw she was upset, it was hard to not fight with her and get mad at her. I think me, out of all people, she was more like my sister, and I would really get mad at her when she, wouldn't come out or wouldn't, do her hair or her makeup, and I could just really see those changes over a year of time. I mean, he was not a good person, and I think because she was so kind-hearted and good, she saw the good in anyone, and I think she felt sorry for him, and ultimately I think that she thought she could change him into a better person. Domestic violence was non-existent to my life, and I know it was non-existent to Carissa's. I think because we were so, fun-loving people that we didn't think people were ever capable of doing that. Domestic violence, we didn't even know what that meant. So had I known what that meant and knew that, the warning signs and that these signs are not normal, and knew there was help out there, instead of getting angry with her, I would have resourced to one of those, like the app or the women's shelter or the hotlines that are available.
When I got the call from my ex-wife, her mother asking me if I had talked to her, and I came straight from work and just came home and waited for a call, and I just devastated, just a nightmare. I still, even till the time that they told us that what had happened, I still didn't think anything like this would happen. I didn't think we would lose her, but the whole process was just a nightmare.
It was one of the worst nights of my life. I talked to her all that day through texting. We were both working and texting on the job, which was bad, but I don't regret it. I talked to her all that day. We were just talking back and forth about little things, just as normal. I mean, I talked to Carissa every day since I can remember. I just had got home from work and just going about my normal routine, and her mom had called me and said, "Hey, have you talked to Carissa?" And I said, "Yeah, a few hours ago I talked to her right before I left work." And she said, "Well, she's not answering her phone, and she didn't, she didn't show up to meet our other girlfriend, Haley. They were supposed to go to dinner. They had dinner plans." Deep down, I thought, I wonder if she, I thought immediately of him and her. So I texted her right away and I said, hey, what's going on? Like, answer me right now. Didn't hear back for like 5 minutes, and so I look at my phone, I start calling her, and I'm like, you better pick up. I'm thinking, like, why is she not picking up? I knew something bad did happen, and I was in denial. I just kept thinking that, no, this would never happen. This would never happen to Carissa. This would never happen to me. This would never happen to our friends and her family. Like, she's going to be okay. All these people are coming together. We'll find her. Let's all go out. Let's search. This was before she was found, and it was obviously it was too late.
The worst. I can't imagine. Obviously I haven't been through. I can't imagine anything being any worse than having this happen to your daughter. I just can't imagine it. I mean, the father-daughter bond is one of the most incredible things you'll ever go through, and to have that taken away from you is just it's beyond words. And a lot of people will say to me, that's the first thing they'll say to me is, I can't imagine. I tell them, don't even try to imagine it. It's not worth trying to imagine it. It'll just drive you insane. Don't even try to imagine it. So even to this day, it still doesn't seem real. Just shock. Just a lot. Just an irreplaceable loss.
I was like, even when I closed my eyes, I could still see her face. And that was like what was eating, because I'm like, now I'm looking around my room and I'm looking at pictures and I'm looking at cards and I'm looking at stupid things that I even just have notes from her. And I just thought, is this all I have now? Like, this is all I have. Text messages just from not even 24 hours ago. This is all that's left. Because, to this day, it's every January 12th. It's like you're supposed to bring in the new year with good vibes and happy thoughts and good plans for a new year. And unfortunately, all of her loved ones, they bring in the year knowing that, it's another year without Carissa.
Well, the exact idea for Carissa's Armies, we're not really 100% sure who actually came up with it. At my daughter's funeral, a bunch of her friends got together and made up the first wristbands that just said, "Rest in peace, Carissa." And after that, we got to the decision that we didn't want to say it. We weren't going to dwell on that. So we wanted to do something, positive, something that we didn't have. We weren't going to sit back and let this person take even more than he took from us. We were going to fight back, and somewhere Carissa's Army got born from that. It was a group effort from mainly a bunch of her friends that got this started, and slowly but surely her family joined in. Personally I joined in once, slowly but surely, once I found out that the more I joined in, the better I felt, and the more it was my therapy. Carissa's Army is definitely my therapy. Carissa's Army is an extension of my daughter Carissa. It's just because she can't physically be here to fight this battle, we fight it for her. And that's what, if you're going to fight a war, you need an army. We have an army now. That's what Carissa's Army is all about. It's making sure, trying to do everything we can, using her good name and her spirit, so that no other family has to go through this.
I think it's just, it was our way of kind of coping. Like, we're not going to just go on and, okay, now Carissa's gone. What do we do? I think it was a way to still serve a purpose, and honestly, it really helps with the grieving process. It gives you a purpose to keep fighting and keep living, because I know that's what Carissa would want.
When it comes to Carissa, there's nothing Carissa loved more than having as many people that she loved in the same room at one time. And there's nothing she loved more than a good meal and some drinks. So we put it all together, turned it into a fundraiser, and it's just one big pleasant night out. Everybody gets together, they remember Carissa. We don't hang our heads, we don't sit in a corner, we don't complain. We laugh and we have fun. We raise money for a good cause, and it just gets her, and it keeps people they're filled with her spirit. You can see it in them, and they tell us.
making a difference and turning her name into something positive and remembering her. I know that's what's helped me.
The lemonade stand was my grandson and my granddaughter's literally was their idea, and they brought it to my daughter Kayla's attention that they wanted to have a lemonade stand to give the money to Carissa's army, and my daughter was all set to set up a little lemonade stand at the bottom of her steps, and my granddaughter said, no, we have to make it bigger because this is really important.
I thought we were going to do a lemonade stand, but we basically did not a lemonade stand. It turned out to be a family outage sort of thing, and the reason why we're doing it is because of domestic violence for Carissa, and because she got killed by her ex-boyfriend. The reason why I think it's good is because you're helping other people in need. All that money going straight to the women's shelter, no matter what. Not one cent is going to us. It's all going to a women's shelter.
It's important because, as terrible as everything was that happened, you kind of have two choices where you can either kind of feel sorry for yourself and let someone get the best of you, or you can remember your loved one, which would be Carissa, my sister, and do what she would want to do and change lives and share her story for the best way. And we got the kids involved, and the kids love to help, so it all worked out for the best.
The journey is pure hell. It really is. But I do get relief personally from the response we get from Carissa's army, from the response that we get from, like I said, it's my therapy. Seeing driving down, seeing somebody you don't know or don't remember with her shirt, or a sign in the window, or just a response, or just like I said, 12,000 people on Facebook, or the way the people followed her trial was just amazing. But we got justice. We got as much justice as Carissa could have possibly got. We got, the person who did this to her is now on death row. When that came, even waiting for that verdict was just, and then when that came down, it was just, and then the feeling after the trial, you get this relief, you get happiness because, he's on death row. We got the best punishment we could possibly got. But then, you look around and Carissa's still not here. So, bittersweet.
It's serious. It's not, it's not, this will never happen to me. It will never get to that, to that level. Seek help. Go to, the hotlines. And I think, just because you're not going through a domestic violence relationship, I would have even wished that I would have known that there was a hotline that I would have called. Even though I wasn't going through it, I would have called and said that I know someone that is. What do I do? What can I do? I would have definitely done that, and I wish I would have.
From what I know, domestic violence just doesn't happen once. Just doesn't. It wasn't just, one thing will never happen. It just doesn't happen once. The kind of person that does this just doesn't stop usually at one hit, or one smack, or one push. It gets worse. The end result, you can be murdered. You never stop being a dad. You never stop being a father. So, I can't do the things for Carissa that I used to as a father. I can't make her her favorite meals. I can't help her with money. I can't talk to her about sports. I can't give her advice, blah, blah, blah. I can't clean her car up from the snow. I can't do that. So what I can do for her is to make sure that her name is always remembered and always used in a good thing, a good positive way, because that's exactly what she's telling me to do, and that's exactly as a father I can still be a father to her. That's all I can do for her right now.
We're just beginning on this long, unexpected journey, and our goal is to not only have Carissa never be forgotten. I mean, we want her to be remembered always, and it's like a mission to us. The other side of the people that no longer have the voice, that's, that's what our purpose is. That's our focus, and it's Carissa. She doesn't have a voice here physically, so I think it's our mission, we are her voice.
Carissa she wasn't a perfect human being, no doubt. Who is? Nobody is. But she's a perfect daughter, without a doubt. She loved her dad and her family as much as possible. And she's still showing us that love, because if I wasn't able to feel her, I wasn't able to feel her strength and her spirit with me at all times, I don't know if I'd have made it through this. You know, I don't think I would have. She's let me know from almost day one that she's with me. Dad, hey Dad, I'm fine. Go help other people. And that's Carissa, always thinking of the people that love her and the people she loves. Always. That's her in a nutshell.